Warm welcome to this lecture series on organizational behavior. We are on the 6th chapter, which is on emotions. So this is going to be the broad outline of the lecture. We'll try to understand what is meant by emotion, and we'll also look at some of the important emotions at workplace, especially anger and stress. We'll also talk about how to manage anger and stress. Humans show varied kinds of emotions in their day-to-day interaction with others and also within themselves. Emotions makes our life interesting. Think about a life without emotions. And our emotions have both negative emotions and also positive emotions, or emotions which are desirable and emotions which are not desirable. In a very philosophical sense, when we have emotions which are only positive or which are only desirable, life loses it becomes less interesting. When we have emotions of different types at different points in time, it's like up and low in our life. So only when we have ups and lows in our life becomes interesting. So what are emotions? Emotions, like I said, are inherent part of our human life. In fact, it's not just humans, but also many animals show emotions. So what are emotions? Emotions are expression of our inner feelings in a very simple term. And they're also our first language. So children, even before they start communicating using language, they use emotions. If you see, even children with or infants which are born without sensory perception like visual perception or auditory perception, they show emotions. They know how to cry, they know how to laugh, how to smile, they also become sad. So in that case, emotions are not learned from the society. So emotions are inborn. But the way we show emotions, or the way we manage our emotions, change when we grow up. So how we manage emotions is socially learned, but emotions per se are not learned. They are inborn. And emotions are universal. So what I meant by universal is certain emotions or certain basic emotions are found among people throughout the world. Emotional expressions, the way we show emotions, may change from culture to culture, but the idea of emotion or happiness or sadness is common for everyone in the world. Like I said, culture can influence the way we express emotions, but it doesn't mean that there'll be cultural differences in emotions. And most of the times emotions have an object. So what I mean to say is, like attitudes, most of the times emotions are targeted towards an object. But there are also emotions which are targeted towards our own self. We'll talk about it in the later slide. Emotions are also contagious. So similar to cold or common cold, if somebody has cold in a room, everybody gets cold, isn't it? Most of us in the same room gets cold. Similarly, emotions also are very powerful. So if somebody shows happiness in the near you, you also catch that happiness. If somebody is sad around you, you also become sad, even though there is no reason for you to become sad or happy. When people show emotions around you, certain kind of emotions, we also acquire those emotions. So that is where emotions in workplace play a very important role, because people around you in work, when they show different emotions, you also become happy or sad. And it is like common cold, it spreads. Everybody, if there are 2-3 people who are showing negative emotions consistently, many people around them will also become like that. they also show the same kind of emotions. So having happy people at work makes everyone happy. Similarly, having people who are sad or aggressive may also influence people around them in the same way. Okay. So like I said, we all have emotions, but some people are better in managing their emotions. They are better in terms of how to show emotions, how to control emotions, how to channelize their emotions in a positive way. For example, aggression, how to channelize the aggression in a positive way, how to show resentment, negative emotions to others in the right way, and how to control certain emotions. So these are certain skills not many people have, and these skills are learned over a period of time. So they are also called as emotional intelligence or emotion management skills. Okay. Like I said earlier, most emotions are targeted towards certain objects or certain people or certain incidences. They can also be emotions which are targeted towards oneself. So the target is your own self, which are self-conscious emotions. There are certain emotions which are targeted or focused towards outside objects and outside people. So the internally targeted emotions or the emotions which stem from within are, for example, shame. Shame means you feel inadequate, or you feel something you have done, you feel you have done which is not appropriate in the social situations. Okay, so that is shame. Guilt is you feel you don't have enough capacity, or you've done something wrong, you feel bad about it. So these are the positive side of it. Is pride. You feel you are better than others, so you feel proud. Social emotions, like I said, targeted towards others outside, are pity. You feel pity about someone. And envy means somebody has something with them which you don't have, or they have something which you desire for, so so you get jealousy. So these emotions are targeted towards others. Okay. There is a related term compared to emotion, which is mood. Mood is not compared to emotions. Mood is not targeted towards any object, internal or external. It is an unfocused or a very general feeling which exists in our day-to-day experiences. For example, few days we feel low, few days we feel energetic, few days we feel irritable. Okay, so these are mood. So these are unfocused, relatively mild feeling that exists as a background to our daily experience. You may not even know why it is like that, or sometimes it can be something which has triggered which you are not aware of. And most of the times these are our biological hormonal or biochemical reactions, which many a times are not because of any specific reason. Positive emotions especially play a very important role in job performance. When your mood is good, when somebody's mood is good in the workplace, they tend to be very cheerful and they also work better. And their performance is better, not necessarily their skill sets improve, but the way they look at problems will be in a positive way, so they will have a positive outlook towards the experiences or with people around them. So that leads to better performance. And having a positive mood or a positive emotion is important in the workplace because there's something called mood congruence. Mood congruence means when people are in a positive mood, they tend to remember positive things. Similarly, when they have a negative mood or negative emotion, they tend to remember negative things. So why it is important? So when you are a positive mood, like I said, everything looks positive around you. You feel happy about your life. Similarly, when you have negative mood, everything seems to be gloomy, everything seems to be grey, and you feel self-pity. You feel your life has been miserable. Okay, so it reinforces that cycle. So if you have a bad mood, it's important to break that bad mood, or you have to break that cycle of your mood feeding into your memory of previous experiences, and that feeding into your mood and also the way you look at things. So if you have to break that cycle, you need to ask yourself, or you need to challenge your mood, or you have to take some effort to become positive. There's another term which is called temperament. Temperament is a kind of an internal quality, or like a personality quality, where some people are always positive and some people are always negative. Some people are inherently very cheerful in nature. Some people are irritable in nature. They will always be irritable towards others. Some, on the other hand, some people are always cheerful and happy in nature. So this emotional the state of emotion which you have most of the times is called temperament, or your predisposition towards being happy or being irritable is called temperament. Okay, why emotions play an important role in workplace? One, we already seen, emotions are contagious. So if you have negative people or people who with negative emotions in the workplace, most people around them also are affected by it, and many times they also acquire those kind of negative emotions. So that is one. We call it emotional contagion. Two, emotions have a spillover effect, especially in a work-family context. So when people are happy at work, they will also carry that happiness and show it in their family. And other way around also. When people are happy with family, if they are happy with people around them in their family, or if they are happy about themselves in the family, they will show happiness in work also. Other way around, if people are sad or angry in their workplace, they go and show it in their families. And similarly, if they are angry or upset in the workplace, or in the family, their work behavior also gets affected. So how to break this? So this spillover effect, we can use it positively also. So there is positive spillover, negative spillover. So let's say if there is positive spillover, it is good. But what if there is negative spillover? Somebody is undergoing very negative emotions in their family. There is something which is bad happened in the family, some unfortunate event in the family, so that person is depressed. So how to overcome it? One way to overcome it is to be successful in work, to try to take energy from your success in work. So what I'm trying to say is, when one sphere of your life is making you feel bad, which leads to negative emotions, to overcome it, you can use success or positive energy from the other place, the other sphere of your life. Okay. So that is the importance of work-family spillover effect. There's another important issue about emotions in workplace, which is emotional labor. So there are certain jobs which require showing a certain kind of emotions. Even if you feel them naturally or you don't feel them naturally, it becomes important in workplace to show certain emotions. It is true for most jobs, but there are specific jobs which require more amount of emotional labor. For example, employees who are working in hospitality industry. Hospitality means hotel, tourism, people like reception who are working in the reception jobs, or people who handle common public, or people with special needs. So these kind of jobs, especially mostly they are service jobs. So these jobs require high levels of high demand on these employees to show emotional labor. The problem with emotional labor is you have to pretend. Okay, so there are two ways you can show emotional labor. One, you can naturally feel those emotions and show them. For example, if you are in a hotel industry, you are a receptionist, or you are if you are a person who's working in a hotel, 5-star hotel, or you are a air steward, people who are working in the aeroplane, they show a lot of, they smile and they show cheerfulness. One option is you can genuinely show those emotions. You can feel happy about your job, you can feel cheerful about meeting new people, going to different places, so you can show those positive emotions. At the same time, you can also do it artificially. You don't have to really feel those emotions, but more like a mask. You can use that mask. You may not be genuinely feeling happy, but because it is required in a job, you can pretend to show happiness. There are two ways. One, naturally showing it. Two, you can pretend as if you are feeling happy. There are advantages and disadvantages in both. The advantage of showing it naturally is there is less energy involved in it. You're not like pretending. You don't need to put an effort to do it. But the problem is, certain jobs you need to show negative emotions. Not negative emotions, you cannot laugh. For example, if you're a doctor, okay, there is a negative news to be conveyed. Personally, you're undergoing something which is happy in your life, but you cannot show it in your workplace and to your to your patients and their relatives when they are sad. You should show empathy. Okay, empathy means putting yourself in their shoes. You should. So when you genuinely feel sad for others, that will affect your health. Feeling happy is good. Genuinely feeling happy in workplace is okay, but genuinely feeling sad, if your work requires showing negative emotions, if you naturally feel them, if you get involved in them deeply, it may affect your health. In fact, there are studies which show that people like psychological counselors, doctors, they get into burnout. Burnout means they encounter these kind of negative emotions around them. When they also are immersed into that negative emotions, naturally, feeling those emotions because others are also showing those emotions around them, they become burnt out. Burnt out means they feel tired, they feel ill and all those stuff. The advantage is faking or pretending to be happy or sad in your workplace is this is like wearing a mask. When you go out of your work, when you go back home, you remove that mask and keep it somewhere. Next day when you come, you wear it. It's not personally affecting you. But the problem with wearing a mask is you need to put some effort. You need to act. You need to show them as if you are feeling it. And people may understand you are faking. Especially in hospitality industry, hotel, tourism industries, people will know whether you are genuinely showing happiness or cheerful, or whether you are faking your cheerfulness. So that will affect the way they rate you. So if you see many of the people who are working in hospitality industry, when they get positive feedback from their customers, when they feel this person is genuinely showing concern and happiness, vis-a-vis this person is like pretending or acting to do that. Okay, so it is good to show genuine emotions in workplace, but it has a certain level of impact on you. Okay, so that is what we call emotional dissonance. So you feeling certain thing, but you are demanded to show certain thing. So that requires a lot of burden on the employee. Another important aspect of emotions in workplace is emotional attachment in workplace, which means when people feel or when people think their workplace is a happy place to work, they feel the work they are doing and the environment they are working, people around them are making them feel good about themselves and also making them feel happy about themselves, they get attached to their workplace. They feel emotionally attached, which means leaving that place makes them sad. It can be other way around also. If the workplace and the people around them in the workplace makes them feel upset or low or irritable, then they get negative emotions towards their work. So these kind of negative emotions will make them quit the organization soon or do certain things which will harm the organization's reputation or performance. It can be other way around. If people are happy about their work and workplace because they think the workplace is a happy place to work, they will be committed to their work and the organization. They will not leave the organization even if there are pressure for them to leave. Similarly, they will say good things about their work when they go out. This is like committed employees. Okay. So emotional labor, like I said, sometimes can be wearing a mask without actually showing it. Okay. So I'll stop here. We will meet in the next lecture. We will talk about different types of emotions, more specifically the negative emotions and how to manage them. Till then, take care. See you in the next class.